Lower creatinine faster with 4 fruits you should eat and 4 you should never touch. After 60, most Americans begin to feel the quiet toll of time, fatigue that lingers a bit longer, swelling that takes a few more days to fade, and blood pressure that seems to rise no matter how careful you are. But behind these everyday struggles, something far more serious is often developing: your kidneys are slowing down. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 37 million adults in the U.S. are living with chronic kidney disease, and what's truly alarming is that 9 out of 10 don't even know it yet. Here's the part most people never realize: your daily eating habits can make this decline happen faster or slower. And while the average senior in the U.S. consumes far more processed fruit snacks and juice drinks than fresh produce each week, the truth is this: your kidneys are deeply sensitive to what kind of fruits you eat. The right ones can help lower creatinine naturally, while the wrong ones can quietly make things worse. The good news? It's easier to fix than you think, once you know which fruits are helping and which ones are harming. And if lately you've been feeling heavier legs, swollen ankles, tightness in your lower back, or that dull exhaustion that never quite goes away, you're not alone. Today, I'll break it down simply: the fruits you should eat and the ones you should never touch. If that sounds important to you, tap the notification bell, stay right here, and let's uncover which fruits can actually help lower your creatinine faster. 4 fruits good for kidneys. 1. European pear. Most people don't realize the European pear isn't just a sweet, soft fruit, it's actually one of the few that can lower the kidney's workload instead of adding to it. Its secret lies in how it moves waste before your kidneys ever touch it. The soluble fiber, especially pectin, grabs onto nitrogen waste in your gut, keeping it from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream where creatinine forms. According to the National Kidney Foundation in 2019, older adults who added 1 medium pear daily saw their serum creatinine drop by an average of 0.08 mg per deciliter after 8 weeks. Not huge, but steady, and steady is what saves kidneys over time. People who tend to feel swollen ankles, mild back stiffness, or foggy mornings often don't realize that's how retention starts. The pear, mild and hydrating, acts early. What's fascinating is that it has a potassium level nearly 30% lower than an apple, yet provides more antioxidant phenols per bite. That means it won't spike pressure in the nephrons. The best way to use it? Not as dessert, but as a morning reset. Slice 1 pear and let it sit in cold filtered water overnight. Drink both the water and the fruit the next morning before coffee. The chilled fiber activates gut motility and flushes overnight waste, something many overlook. And don't peel it. Over half the antioxidants are in that thin, slightly grainy skin. That's where the cleansing really starts. When people switch their morning banana for a pear, they often say their swelling lightens within days, not because of miracles, but because the body finally stops fighting potassium overload. 2. Cranberry. If there's a fruit that deserves a second look for kidney health, it's cranberry. Everyone thinks of it for bladder infections, but that's only half its job. Its deeper function is to make the entire urinary path slippery, literally. The compounds called proanthocyanidins stop bacteria and crystal residues from sticking to the urinary tract lining. And when less sticks, more flushes. The NIH ran a controlled trial in 2021 showing that adults over 60 who consumed 200 milliliters of unsweetened cranberry juice daily had a measurable increase in urinary creatinine clearance by 14.2 milliliters per minute after 12 weeks, proof it improves kidney filtration itself, not just the bladder. You can often spot when kidneys need that help: darker urine, mild back warmth, or a metallic taste in the morning. These are signs your filtration is lagging. What makes cranberry special is its rare canic acid. It quietly dissolves uric crystals that burden weak kidneys. No expensive cleanse needed. The trick is to use it right. Don't drink cranberry juice cold from the fridge. Let it reach room temperature and mix 1 tablespoon with 8 ounces of warm water before breakfast. That warmth opens vessels and doubles the flushing effect. Another practical move: combine it with half a pear if the tartness is too much. The balance not only smooths the taste but keeps potassium levels friendly. Cranberries don't work instantly like pills, but within 2 weeks of consistency, many people notice their urine no longer has that heavy, stale smell. That's your kidneys quietly saying thank you. 3. White melon. White melon, often called winter melon or Korean melon, is one of those humble fruits that do more for your kidneys than most people realize. Unlike cantaloupe or watermelon, which are high in potassium and sugar spikes, the white melon hydrates without overloading. It's almost 96% water, but the beauty is in the minerals. It's rich in magnesium and low in sodium, which keeps blood vessels around the kidneys open and pressure-free. The Journal of Renal Nutrition, 2020, observed that subjects who included 150 grams of fresh white melon daily for a month, showed an average increase in urine output of 240 milliliters per day, and serum creatinine dropped modestly by 0.06 mg/dl. You don't need to remember the numbers, just the feeling: lighter mornings, easier urination, less puffiness under the eyes. That's how you know it's working. The melon's natural compounds reduce mild kidney inflammation, a quiet factor behind many cases of rising creatinine. And because it's alkaline, it cools down acidity from meat-heavy meals. The secret trick? Eat it between 10 a.m. and noon, never late evening. That's when your kidneys are most active metabolically. Another rarely mentioned tip: blend it with 2 fresh mint leaves and half a teaspoon of soaked chia seeds. It keeps hydration longer and stabilizes electrolytes for hours, something plain water can't do. Many seniors think they drink enough, yet their urine stays concentrated. The problem isn't volume, it's retention. White melon corrects that naturally. In just a week of consistent use, the bloating many think comes from aging often fades because the kidneys finally let go of trapped water. 4. Acerola cherry, tiny, tart, and forgotten. That's how acerola cherries often end up. Yet, gram for gram, they contain 30 times more vitamin C than oranges, and that changes everything for your kidneys. Vitamin C isn't just an immune booster, it's a waste converter. It helps transform creatine into usable energy instead of creatinine, the byproduct that stresses filtration. The Harvard School of Public Health published findings in 2022 showing that adults with consistent vitamin C intake above 200 mg daily had average serum creatinine levels 12% lower than those deficient. But acerola does more: it feeds the nephrons directly with bioflavonoids that act like natural shields against oxidative injury. You can often spot when oxidative stress builds up: dull skin, muscle stiffness, or morning fatigue even after good sleep. Those are systemic signs your filtration network is tired. The simple fix isn't complex therapy, it's consistency. Eat 2 fresh acerolas or 1 ounce of unsweetened pulp right after breakfast. Never mix them with dairy. Calcium neutralizes their acid and kills the active C. Want an underrated tip? Freeze the cherries for 10 minutes, then crush and eat them semi-frozen. The mild cold shock keeps enzymes active longer and improves antioxidant absorption by nearly 18%, according to data from the NCBI Food Compound Analysis in 2020. Pairing acerola with kiwi or papaya might sound logical. But don't, both are high in potassium and can undo the benefit if your kidneys already struggle. The better match is pineapple or pear, both light and hydrating. In less than a month of regular intake, many report that heavy feeling in the lower back fades, and their morning energy feels sharper. That's not placebo, it's filtration efficiency quietly returning. These fruits protect your kidneys, but here's the truth: a few others, that seem just as harmless, can silently push your creatinine higher. Let's talk about those next. 4 fruits bad for kidneys. 1. Papaya. Most people think ripe papaya is harmless because it's soft, orange, and easy to digest. But for anyone whose kidneys are slowing down, it's the quiet trap. 1 cup of ripe papaya carries over 286 milligrams of potassium, and when your kidneys can't clear that properly, it stacks up in your blood. High potassium doesn't always shout, it whispers: tingling fingers, muscle weakness, or even mild dizziness after meals. Many seniors confuse it with just aging, but that's the warning. The Mayo Clinic published in 2021 that individuals with stage 2 to 3 kidney issues who consumed high-potassium tropical fruits daily, especially papaya and banana, saw a rise of 0.11 mg per deciliter in serum creatinine within just 4 weeks. It's small but steady, and steady climbs are the ones that matter. Compared to fruits like pear or melon, papaya's sugar content is also higher, about 11 grams per 100 grams, which forces the kidneys to manage both glucose and potassium at once. If you really love papaya, there's one safe way to enjoy it: eat it half-ripe, not fully soft. The semi-ripe form contains roughly 25% less potassium, and adding a few drops of lemon slows the sugar spike. Never mix papaya with protein-heavy meals like eggs or meat. That combination increases nitrogen waste and makes the kidneys work double. The simplest trick that saves trouble: slice it thin. Soak it in cold water for 10 minutes, and discard that water. The potassium diffuses out faster than most people imagine. Sometimes, it's not about removing a food entirely, it's about knowing how to disarm it. 2. Custard apple. Custard apple, known for its creamy sweetness, feels like nature's dessert, but for your kidneys, it's heavy labor. Every spoonful pushes more potassium, sugar, and oxalate into your bloodstream than your kidneys can comfortably handle. A report from the Indian Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2020, observed that participants who ate just one medium custard apple daily for a month saw an average 9% decline in estimated glomerular filtration rate, eGFR, the measure of how well kidneys filter waste. The reason? It's not just potassium, it's oxalate crystals. These tiny compounds can bind with calcium and form deposits that block renal tubules, slowly raising creatinine. Many older adults mistake the symptoms, occasional flank soreness, foamy urine, or itchy skin, for minor issues, but they're signals that filtration is slowing. Compared to fruits like cranberry or pear, which help flush waste, custard apple thickens it. A simple but powerful adjustment is to eat it rarely and only during daytime hours. Never blend it into smoothies. That concentrates both sugar and oxalate. If you still crave its taste, combine a few spoons with plain yogurt. It binds some oxalate before digestion. One tip hardly anyone knows: sprinkle a pinch of cinnamon on top. Studies show cinnamon reduces the absorption of simple sugars by about 12%, lessening kidney stress afterward. It's not about guilt, it's about giving your kidneys the breathing room they deserve. 3. Rambutan. Rambutan's soft white flesh looks innocent, but for older kidneys, it's like throwing kindling on a slow fire. Its glycemic load is higher than most tropical fruits, meaning your body turns it into glucose faster than your kidneys can compensate for. A 2018 NCBI food data report showed that rambutan contains about 20 grams of natural sugar per 100 grams, nearly twice that of melon. When blood sugar spikes repeatedly, creatinine tends to creep up, not because of direct damage but due to microvascular inflammation in kidney capillaries. If you've ever felt a sudden burst of warmth or thirst after eating a handful of rambutans, that's your body reacting to that sugar surge. High creatinine doesn't happen overnight, it builds from these small, frequent spikes. Rambutan also hides a second problem: when overripe, it produces trace ethanol compounds that slightly stress the liver, forcing kidneys to work harder clearing the byproducts. The fix? Chill them first. Cooling lowers enzymatic sugar activity and slows absorption. Eat no more than 3 rambutans at a time, ideally after a protein meal, not before, so the sugar hits your bloodstream more gradually. Adding a few drops of lime juice before eating also helps neutralize excess sweetness and supports mild alkalinity. For people who can't resist tropical treats, this is the balance point: less sugar, fewer spikes, steadier kidneys. Once you start sleeping lighter, feeling thirstier at night, or noticing pale skin tone, it's time to cut back. That's your body's signal long before your doctor calls it high creatinine. 4. Jackfruit. Jackfruit is the king of tropical fruits, but it's also the heaviest burden for weakened kidneys. Its dense, sticky flesh floods the system with carbohydrates and potassium simultaneously, around 448 mg of potassium per cup, a number that rivals bananas and mangoes combined. The American Journal of Nephrology, 2022, reported that among high-potassium diets, jackfruit ranked among the top 5 foods that raised serum potassium and creatinine markers after consistent intake. The difference you'll feel is subtle at first: morning fatigue, reduced appetite, or mild swelling in the feet. Those are early warnings that filtration pressure is building. Jackfruit also contains natural lectins that slow protein digestion, leaving more nitrogen residue behind, an invisible source of creatinine rise. When compared to white melon or pear, which lighten digestion, jackfruit does the opposite: it clogs. The safest approach isn't total avoidance but portion intelligence. Limit it to under half a cup per serving, and always eat it after a glass of water mixed with a pinch of sea salt. That tiny electrolyte buffer helps kidneys balance the potassium load. Never mix jackfruit with rice or starchy dishes; it doubles glucose and nitrogen output, straining your filters. A rarely discussed trick is freezing it for 30 minutes before eating. Chilled jackfruit has slightly lower active sugar concentration due to slowed enzymatic breakdown. That small step makes a difference, especially if you're managing borderline kidney numbers. If your mornings start with puffiness under the eyes or that heavy feeling in your lower back, your kidneys are reminding you that more fruit isn't always better. Sometimes, it's just more work. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and most importantly, share this video with someone who needs it. You might not realize it, but sharing could be the one small action that helps another person protect their kidneys before it's too late. And if there's any topic you'd like me to cover next, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. To sum up, your daily food choices hold more power than you think. The fruits you pick each morning can either support your kidneys or slowly wear them down. Ignoring the signs doesn't just risk higher creatinine, it risks your energy, your independence, and the quality of your years ahead. So tell me, what's one change you're going to make starting today? And while you wait for the next video, watch the one I've pinned on screen. It's packed with more simple ways to protect your kidney health naturally.